Hey, all you horror fans, if you know your local oh, wrong video. Okay, feds, if you're watching, that was a joke, I promise. But anyway, I'm David, this is Terrible Reviews, and today's movie is 2006's Altered, made by the same director and writer of The Blair Witch Project. So, does this movie hold up to the legacy that The Blair Witch Project left? Let's find out. Terrible Reviews. Okay, so I have a lot of issues with this movie, but I do have things that I like. So let's get into the review. Starting off with terror, is this movie scary? I'd say for the first 40 minutes, no. But for the last half of this movie, and we'll get more into this in the story, but for the last half of this movie, it does have a lot of terrifying things that happen in some situations that might make you scared. So overall, I'm gonna have to give this one a 3 out of 5 for terror. While the first half of the movie is pretty boring and not scary, the last half of this movie does make up for that a lot. And yeah, they do a lot of things that could be considered scary. Now, onto the gore, and this is the best part of the movie. There's a lot of body horror, practical effects in this movie, and that's the majority of the special effects in this movie is the body horror and the gore, and they did amazing with it. Everything looks great. All of the scenes that involve stuff happening to people look great. They give you close-ups and everything, and they look amazing. There is one instance of CGI that I remember from the movie, and it was pretty awful, so I will take off a point for that. But overall, the practical effects in this movie were impeccable. I really couldn't do much better, honestly, than what this movie gives us. I mean, of course, everything could look better, but, you know, this is a B horror movie that didn't have a high budget, so they did amazing for what they had. I have to give this one a 4 out of 5. On to the story. That is the downfall of this movie. For the first 40 minutes of this movie, they give you absolutely no backstory to what is going on other than 1 or 2 lines. And until about the 57-minute mark, you do not get the backstory of this movie, and it really hurts because the premise of this movie is so good, and they could have done so much better, but they really let this one flop. And the majority of that reason is not knowing what's going on for the first half of the movie. Like, you get it, there's aliens, but why are the aliens here? What's their motives? What is going on? Why did they capture one? They don't explain it. Like, and there's no good reason given at all during the movie for why they did this other than one of the characters' brothers died. And they're like, okay, we're gonna kidnap this alien at the risk of the whole world dying. Like, it's pretty weak. But they kind of make up for it at the end of the movie when they actually give us everything. But at that point, it's too late, and they can't make up for the lack of story in the beginning of the movie, for me at least. So for this one, I can only give it a 2 out of 5 for story. But lastly, for fun, was this movie entertaining and fun to watch? For the most part, no. But for the last 40 minutes, or for the last about 30 minutes, and the gore in this movie, I did really enjoy. And I just wish that the movie could have been that way throughout the entirety of the movie, but that's not what we got. So fun, I'm going to give a 3 out of 5. I would recommend, if you like B horror movies and you really like gore, give this movie a watch. It does have some really good effects, and like I said, the ending of this movie is pretty good, but you will have to suffer through like the first 40 minutes of this movie and just being really annoyed. So just prepare yourself for that if you are going to watch this. Is this movie terrifying or terrible? I would have to say it is pretty terrible. But have you seen Altered? If you have, what did you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.